Little week 5 action. Thanks for checking this out. Especially stoked on my end for this episode.
I'm stoked. You stoked?
I'm stoked.
I'm stoked. Stoked.
Because for one, we're talking about the Arizona Wildcats, a team that's got a program that's got a lot of intrigue behind it in the Pac-12. A lot of hype in the beginning of the year, but now as October's here, more questions than answers. And then on the other hand, the USC Trojans, a program I know very well. So diving into this game was a lot of fun. I'm excited to share my thoughts on both teams. It's areas that I think they can grow, as both fan bases are walking away from last week's game just kind of meh. For USC fans, it was a win, but it wasn't very impressive. And for Arizona fans, the program as a whole is not where they would have hoped it would be at when you go back to August. So excited for this episode. Let's break down some ball. We're going to start with the USC side of things. And on my end, I'm going to show you guys some areas I think JT Daniels can grow with. And when you step back for a sec, if you're a USC fan, you have to be pumped with the production you're getting out of JT Daniels, out of the quarterback position. Because a few months ago, there was a huge question mark at the quarterback position. And JT Daniels should still be in high school, so the level of play you're getting from him is very good. I would say as good as you could have realistically hoped going into the season when you have a true freshman behind center. But with that being said, I want to look at some areas that I think JT Daniels can grow with. We're going to start with a tough scenario for any quarterback, but especially a true freshman. He's on the road, the fans are loud, it's a close ball game, and it's 3rd and 13. He's behind the sticks. It's in that red zone field goal fringe area, so every yard is vitally crucial. And when JT Daniels walks the line here, the TV angle is not great, I apologize, but when Daniels walks the line here, he's got a 4 verts concept. T. Martin's giving him answers. With 4 verts, you got answers for every single coverage. If he gets cover 3, he's looking off the safety and throwing the seam ball to the other side. If he gets cover 4, he's picking his best matchup out wide. If he gets man, similar deal, best matchup out wide. He gets Tampa 2, he's throwing the bender route down to the back, opposite of where the mic's dropping. A lot of info, probably outside the scope of these videos, but all that info is going through JT Daniels' mind as he goes to the line. Let's watch how he operates.
3rd and 13. Nothing downfield for Daniels. He finds his safety valve, Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Don't get me wrong, a crafty play by JT Daniels, his ability to maneuver in the pocket and find a safety valve, and Amon-Ra St. Brown, it's impressive, but he's making it harder than it needs to be. If we go back to the start of this play, JT Daniels is going to recognize that it's 1 high. That means he's going to work his 2 seam routes. Tyler Petit on his right, Trayvon Sidney on his left. And his mindset is I'm going to keep the safety over towards the right, over towards Petit, and I'm going to come back and throw a dime right to Trayvon Sidney on the seam route as a quick little hitter. That's where his head's at. I got no problem. I love it. That's the right position he should be in. But the only thing is when Daniels gets to the end of his drop, Trayvon Sidney gets jammed in his chest and gets taken off his spot. And right there, I want him to recognize, okay, that route's not going to happen. The timing's off, and I want him to take his eyes with his feet and come right back to Petit, over towards the right. I want to do a little baby hitch and get his eyes right back to Petit because Petit is wide open. No one got hands on Petit over there. There's not a corner over the top, and the safety's working towards the left when he sees Daniels' eyes go that way. So that's the next level thing I want to see. Instead of stepping up and taking his eyes down and getting flustered and then flushed out of the pocket, if he just does a little baby hitch and comes right back to his second read like he's programmed to do, he'll find Petit for a big gain and a touchdown. And for 3rd and 12, those are the downs, those are the conversions that make a difference. But I'm not saying this is easy. It's a dirty pocket. There's people in his face, people rushing around him, but there is enough of a pocket to make this throw and convert this touchdown. Now let's look at another 3rd and long later in the game. USC is going to call their best man beater. Let's see how Daniels operates here.
Dumps it off for Malapei. Look at the shiftiness of Malapei.
This is going to be deja vu for you guys again. Once again, it's another time that JT Daniels is maneuvering the pocket, getting crafty, finding a leaking receiver for a nice little gain. But he's making it harder on himself than it needs to be. When we go back to the start of the play, Daniels' read's going to be 1 to the running back on the wheel route, to 2 to Tyler Vaughn's on the little shallow route. That read, for those of you guys that have been following my videos, it's the exact same play I broke down a few weeks back with UW and Jake Browning. It's a popular play, especially in the Pac-12, especially against man coverage on third down. You'll see it everywhere now. You guys have seen it in two videos of mine. But anyways, that's JT Daniels' read. And if you look at this play again, he says, all right, 1 to the back. No, he's not there. But 2, Tyler Vaughns is right there. That's wide open. That is as wide open as it gets. And especially on these third and longs, if he gets the ball on Tyler Vaughns right now, he's for sure going to pick up this first down. But if he makes a guy miss, he might score. And so what I want to show you guys is just for Daniels, maybe slow down his brain, slow down his feet. Don't go through progression so fast. Trust what you're seeing, and he won't miss Tyler Vaughns wide open coming right underneath. When I was watching film this week, I saw another QB in the Pac-12 operate this exact same play, exactly like I'm talking about. Let's check it out.
So 2nd and 13 now. Max Borghi in for the first time for the Cougars. He runs a little wheel route, but the other way it goes to Patman.
If you don't know about Gardner Minshew, you should.
Back in '82, I used to be able to throw a pigskin quarter mile.
Because the kid's balling up there in the Palouse and leading a good Wazoo squad. But the point I want to drive home is that Garner goes through his read, right? And there's a guy in his face. He's got more pressure than Daniels. That's the patience that he's operating with that I want to see Daniels operate with on a consistent basis, play after play after play. Let's check out one more play with this USC offense.
3rd and 1. Where?
Max, it's just a dumb little run play. Like, what are you talking about? It's on JT Daniels. It's not just a dumb little running play.
I'm spitting angry. I'm like a tornado of anger.
This is one of my biggest pet peeves when I watch games on Saturdays because QBs have responsibilities in the run game too. When we go back to this play, this is just zone read to the right. The line's going to pick up everyone but the end man on the line of scrimmage. That end man is JT Daniels' responsibility. It's his job to control him. And so when JT Daniels hands this ball off to Cedric Ware, I need a fake. I need a disguise by JT Daniels. Some sort of 3 steps in a burst. Force this end man to shuffle his feet just a little bit. Because when we play it again, you'll notice this guy, JT Daniels' responsibility, is the guy that ends up tackling said Ware. And Daniels is not the only guy that does this. I mean, tons of QBs do. But in terms of next steps to take, how can this offense improve the little things? This is what I see. And this is something that no one will ever really pay attention to. Or I guess you guys will now that you saw it. But by and large, no one really pays attention to it because it's just, whatever. They got the first down, no big deal. But it's the little things that matter, and it's the little things that catch up with teams and force them to lose ball games. We talk about end man on the line of scrimmage and zone read. Well, that's Arizona Wildcat football to a T with Khalil Tate behind center. That's his game. That's what makes him dangerous. And so I want to show you 4 plays where I think Arizona's missing opportunities.
Taylor seeking.
When we go back and look at that play, we're going to see that same zone read action. The running back's going to be in the pistol alignment, but it's still that same zone read for Khalil Tate. And here we're going to see Jordan Iosefa, USC's defensive end, crash hard. So to me, this is an easy pull by Khalil Tate. He should run this ball. There's no extra defensive end out there or linebacker or field defender. He should pull this ball and run. There's no one out there. He may be eyeing the corner's body language, but even if he was, well, I'll take Khalil Tate on a corner any day. Force that kid to make tackles. And that's what you would want as an Arizona fan, to allow Khalil Tate to utilize his legs and give this offense a chance to make a big play.
Record for tonight's game, a top 10 matchup, Ohio State and Penn State.
Looking at that second play, it's still the same zone read. This time he's reading Porter Gustin, USC's defensive end. Gustin doesn't crash as hard. He keeps his shoulders square. But if I'm Khalil Tate, I'm saying I can beat this kid around the edge, no worries. And the difference with this zone read play versus the other ones we may see is that this one has a fullback. He's got an extra blocker ready to block the alley defender. And so the second Khalil Tate pulls this ball and beats Gustin around the edge, he's got a receiver blocking a corner and a fullback blocking the alley defender. There's no one else. Those big 80-yard runs we got accustomed to seeing Khalil Tate make last year, it was on plays like this where you have a hat for a hat and let Khalil Tate do the rest.
Burgeoning confidence right now after that touchdown on the last sequence. Gashes them again. Tate on the loose down to the 35. And this Wildcat offense has suddenly come alive.
He's as dangerous as can be. Let's check out another example.
In the backfield with Brightwell.
This one's very similar to the first one. Jordan Iosefa is out there. He's standing up this time, so he doesn't crash as hard. But to me, when we watch this again, there's still so much open field grass. ISF shuffles down enough where if I'm Khalil Tate, I'm saying I can beat him to the edge. And you could argue, oh, there's gray area, he's shuffling, we're not quite sure. But to me, like, those gray area questions are things you say to quarterbacks like me that don't have wheels. With Khalil Tate, he's got wheels, he's super dangerous. If it's gray, put the ball in 14's hands and allow him to make someone miss. This last one we're going to check out is still a zone read, but it's not a missed opportunity because of the end man on the line of scrimmage, but it's a missed opportunity in the RPO game.
An Arizona defensive end had a huge play on that series for the Arizona defense.
To me, when we watch this and Khalil Tate puts the running back in motion behind him, no one on USC's defense moves at all, not a step. And so Arizona has leverage. They have their 2 receivers on the bottom of the screen ready to block the nickel in the corner. When that running back goes in motion behind Khalil Tate, this ball should be spit out and thrown. And that's Arizona's ball game. Getting the ball in playmakers' hands in space, allowing them to make plays. To me, this is another missed opportunity.
The following is a public service announcement.
I do got to throw it out there that I don't know the state of Khalil Tate's health. They've talked about his legs being banged up. He might not be able to run like he used to. So that's obviously a huge factor, and that's real life. That's something he has to deal with. So that's obviously a big factor affecting these plays. But even then, when we step back, you can at least see the big plays that Arizona's offense is missing out on. That wraps up another week of me breaking down some Pac-12 ball. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Be sure to share this video with your favorite Arizona or SC or college football fan in general. This is some good insight. Let me know what you think. Shoot me a tweet or a DM, whatever it may be. I'd love to answer your guys' questions. But it's been fun, and I'm excited to see you guys here next week.